All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to LJ Live. So, this is the first broadcast of LJ Live, and this is sort of a branch of LJ Reacts, which is my music reaction page. Now, what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be doing with this broadcast is to talk to musicians, is to talk to artists, is to talk to different movers and shakers within the music industry in Malawi, but also internationally. And so we'll be talking to a lot of people and uh, just getting their views on all things music, and that is what we will be doing. But what we are going to be doing today is we are chatting to Praise Umali. Now, I have been absolutely impatient for this interview because I just heard Praise Umali for the first time like a few weeks ago, but I was totally blown away just by his music, the quality, but also just the soul and the investment that I could sense from it. So Praise Umali is a producer. He's an artist from Malawi. And he just put out a song a few weeks ago, and the song is called You Be Good. And I did a reaction to it on this page, and I absolutely loved it. And I thought, who better, to be the first person to chat with on LJ Live than him. And so I am absolutely honored to have him in the studio today. Where are you, Praise? I saw you. And there he is. Okay. All right.
Hey
How are
man,
you doing, man?
can you hear me properly?
I can hear you, yeah. I can hear you.
Awesome, man.
It's nice to see you, man. Thank you so much for joining us on this program, man.
Anytime, man. Thank you guys for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I was tempted that the first question on this show was going to be about your hair because I like what I like what you've done with your hair, man.
The
But
Lord.
I love it. But then I thought back to because, like I said, I just heard your song a few weeks ago. I think "You Be Good," and you
Hmm.
know when I heard that, I had a question, but the question was to myself. But that question I am not going to ask to you, so it's going to be awkward because it was a question to myself. But I'm going to be
Uh-huh.
asking it to you. And the question is,
Hmm.
why am I just hearing of you now? Like, I mean, I heard your song, and I was like, this guy, and I talked to a few people, in the music industry, and you're not a stranger. Like, you are within
Hmm.
the music industry. You're not a stranger. So, like, why am I just hearing of you now? And that is my question to you.
Well, I think mostly because I think within my music journey since around 2016, I was just
Yeah,
like a little bit on the low because I was part of a band, Zatu band, so I was focusing on that.
right.
So I think in 2019 is when I branched out, and that's when I started working on my own music again. And mostly I was just doing shows. I was doing live shows,
Yeah,
performing live. I wasn't putting out my music until 2020 is when
right.
I released my first song, which was Proud.
Yes.
That was in April. So yeah, I ended up still just doing a whole lot more shows than I released because I wanted people to, get familiar with the songs as well, and
Yeah,
even before like their release.
yeah.
So yeah, I've been taking my time. I've been trying to see how best to, get into the industry, and it has taken almost a year to release a second single.
Yeah.
But I think the good part for me right now is the fact that people have memorized my songs, even though some of them are not even out yet, but they've memorized those. So I know they're anticipating those. But yeah,
Right.
I have something cooking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think we should talk about that as well. So you're gonna be releasing now your first album. When is this gonna be?
Yep. Let's just say towards the end of the year.
Okay.
Don't want to make
All
any
right.
promises.
Okay, because I'm absolutely looking forward to it. So, I
Yeah.
want it out as soon as possible. But I think this waiting thing works for you because you've waited to put out your music and you've put it out and it's
Hmm.
really good. So if you are
Thank you
gonna
so much.
wait and your music is gonna be as good, yeah, I think it's worth it's worth waiting for. Yeah, brilliant.
Our mm,
Okay. So I guess then the natural question then is just to look at your musical journey. How did you start in this whole music thing, and how did you end up where you are, and what are some of the things that you've done musically? I just want to hear about that journey.
um, well, musically, I started music, I think, back in secondary school,
Right.
where mostly I would love rap. Like, I loved rap music, and I would memorize, those very fast rap people, like,
Yeah.
Busta
Yeah.
Rhymes, Twister, all those people that used to
Right.
twist in their raps. I would memorize all of those, and I would rap along to those, and in secondary school, people liked that. They were like,
Yeah.
"How
Yeah. They
how are
do.
you able to do that? How are you able to do that?" Until at some point, I think when I was in Form 4, around 2012, is when I started like writing my own music.
Right.
And then went to the studio for the first time. I never want to hear that again. Um, so yeah, that's when it
You gotta
started
start
out, and then
somewhere.
like yeah, everyone has to start somewhere. But it wasn't bad. But I mean,
Yeah.
like right now, I wouldn't want anybody to listen to it. So yeah, it was a rap song that I jumped on with a few friends at school. And then I think in 2013 is when I started working on my own stuff, but mostly I would just be writing.
Yeah.
And within that whole time I was rapping, I could sing because I've grown up in church and I always
Yeah.
loved to sing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't sing much though, because I was that teenager that was like, gotta be cool
Uh-huh.
out here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm not,
So
I'm
you were
not,
like
I'm
the
not gonna
popular
sing.
kid. I imagine you're like the popular kid in school because you can rap and everybody felt that.
Yeah, yeah, it was something like that. It was something like
Yeah.
that. And then I think after that, I started writing my own music around
Yeah.
2013 and 14. In 14 is when I started venturing into music production as well. But
Right,
yeah, I
okay.
would write my own stuff, and I think in 2015 is when I started going out there more, and I released my first mixtape.
Yeah.
It had about 12 tracks. That was in
Right.
2015. And
Okay.
then kept releasing some more stuff like singles. And then I worked on a project with a friend of mine. It was actually a sequel to my mixtape, but we worked on it together. That one
Right.
really got like a lot of good positive feedback.
Ah,
The
okay,
first
that's great.
mixtape was called Recovery, and then the next was an EP. It was Recovery 2.0, which I did with Matthew, a friend of mine. It was really good.
So
I
this is
the
something we can listen to, yeah?
Yes, you can. You can actually find it. It's on thenatives.com, this website from Zambia.
Okay.
So yeah, we did that. Like, got a lot of positive feedback, and then like we started doing shows. We would go into colleges, doing all these shows because of that EP, and the duo
Right.
that was me and Matthew. So we did quite a lot, and then in 2016 is when I joined Zatu Band.
Yeah.
So I had to move to Lilongwe. So I actually put my personal music on pause because I had to focus on this because now it was
On
like
this, yeah.
more of work. So yeah, we did that for I could say 3 years. Yeah, from
Hmm.
2016 to 19, I did that, and then I think within all of this, within 2016 to 2019, I had been writing a lot of my own music, perfecting it, trying to make
Yeah.
sure that I get to know the kind of artist that I want to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I became more like drawn towards singing even before I joined Zatu. Actually, that's how I joined Zatu because Zatu you had to audition as a singer. There was no rap
Right. Yeah, I
audition.
was
So
going to ask because you have highlighted a lot of rap, but you're a
yes, yes,
really
yes,
really
yes.
good singer, and it's like, okay, where did that come through?
I think I started singing more at around end 2015. I started singing more because when people heard me sing, they would always tell me, "You need to sing more. Like you have a good voice for singing. You should
Yeah.
sing a little bit more." And I was always like, "Okay, okay." yeah, I could try this, I could try that, I could try this, I could try that. So I started singing more around that time, and people loved the singing.
Mm.
With the kind of music I like as well to listen to, and the kind of music I wanted to make, I was drawn more toward like the singing and
Singing,
writing
yeah.
more songs about like all these songs that are like indie folk, yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of sound
Yeah,
is
that
what
kind
I
of vibe,
really
yeah.
love.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, we did that. I joined Zatu, and I was still writing, still perfecting, my craft, and
Yeah.
being on stage, learning a lot of things. And I think in 2019, when I branched out, was when I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go solo. I'm ready to
Right.
do my own thing now. And by then, I had a lot of music written, things that I could
Hmm.
perform live already. So yeah, it was quite a lot, but
Yeah.
yeah, I decided to take it very slow because I think I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna be performing. I want people to
Yeah.
see me
Yeah.
live before I
Yeah.
just get on social media because hey, social media nowadays is very crazy. Like if people don't know you, like
Yeah.
I knew I had like a bit of backing from like Zatu because people had seen me on Band the
Yes.
Band and everything,
On
but I was like,
TV and
I
things, yeah.
can't just come out there. I need you to see me m- as myself and not as
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of
yeah.
Zatu, but see
Yeah.
me as
Yeah.
myself, what I do before I even put something out because people
Right.
end up liking something because they saw you
Yes,
at some
exactly.
point, like
Exactly.
like you in this band, so okay, we'll download
Yeah.
your stuff. But I wanted,
And then you're always
I wanted
associated
people
with
to
that
hear
band,
it
yeah.
exactly. I wanted people to hear it like live first, like this is what I do, and then
Okay.
people started, requesting the music. Like, where's the music? I was like, it's coming, it's coming. And I did quite a lot of
So,
shows. I was also at Lake of Stars Discovery as one of the headliners, which was crazy
right.
because I had no music out. And I was there at Lake of Stars and it went really, really good. And people
Yeah.
also they were like, where's the music? I was like, it's coming, it's coming.
It's coming. So there are a lot of people who are like me who are impatient and cannot wait for your music. So
Yeah, 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 definitely.
okay. All right. That's good. But then yeah, I guess uh because I like your music, I like the way you do your music, and I don't know if you watched my reaction, but when I heard your
Hmm.
song, You Be Good, I was like, this is different. There is something here, and that's really how I
Hmm.
felt about it. But to me, it felt like that's a song that comes from a place, and I kind of want to know what's your creative process like. Where does your music come from? You know, I want to understand that.
Uh, well, most times I write based on what I feel.
Yeah.
I I want to feel something, or like everything. I feel like everything that happens within someone's life
Mm.
creates a certain reaction. They react to it a certain way,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
for me, it's always that. Like I'll go someplace, something will happen that will trigger something in mind to say, write
Right.
about this, write
Okay.
about that. So I feel like I'm always listening into what my heart is telling me and
Right. That's deep.
being. I think I'm drawn more into giving hope to people. Like
Yeah.
I love music that someone will listen to and it'll trigger something in their life. Like
Mm.
it'll help them in one way or the other. So mostly I will wait to feel something, which is it's a hard process, but because I'll find that I haven't experienced so much maybe within a month. Maybe I've been in the studio for like a long time. Within that month, I didn't go out much. It'll be
Mm.
hard for me to write because I've just been in a closed space.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, it's crazy, but it works. It works, and I think for you be good. Um, I had that idea since I think since November, if not December.
Mm.
I had that whole song in my head. I just didn't have the words or like the the right tune. I
Mm.
kept, how you have a certain idea and this is it,
Yeah.
but I couldn't really bring it out. Like I would
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
certain tunes on guitar and I would say, nah, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
So I wanna even feel the beat. I wanna feel the instrument. Like I
Uh-huh.
wanted a certain progression that as soon as I hear it, I will feel that this is the one.
Yeah.
And when we actually found the actual tune to go for in terms of guitar, the
Mm-hmm.
song was written in like 30 minutes because I already had the whole idea like since December. So it was a month of ideas. And yeah, it's easier for me that way. When I know exactly what I'm going for, it's gonna
Yeah.
be easier for me to write. The process is
Right.
easier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Very interesting. Oh, and I love the guitars. I think I kept saying the guitars in the song. Who did those guitars?
I had Faith Musa do those.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense because
Yeah.
that was crazy. That was
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Hey, guy's hands are just hey.
Really, really amazing. So yeah, actually, guys, if you haven't heard "You Be Good," just go on YouTube and search for Praise Umali. "You Be Good." Really, really powerful song. I'm sure you enjoy it. Um, so I guess the next step. Um, I have this question because uh, you have talked about how you like into indie and that kind of vibe, that kind of music. But
Um,
in terms of how your music comes out, is it, do you decide, okay, I think I'm gonna go with this vibe? Is it a decision you make, or it's the way that your expression comes? How does that work? What's your music like in that way?
I I think it's the way that it just comes out because
Yeah.
I think when I listen to indie folk kind of music, automatically it speaks to me. I
Right.
love
Yeah.
music that someone will sit down and actually listen to it. Like
Yes.
the song itself makes you want to pay attention and
Yeah. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
necessarily, having to, like find, okay, what can I get from this song? But
Yes. Exactly.
when you
Yeah.
just hear the song, you
Yeah.
you should be inclined to, like, okay, wait, I want to listen to this.
Yeah.
What's this guy
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So like I think if you notice, my music doesn't really have too much going on in terms of
Yes,
instrumentation.
that's true. Yeah, I noticed
I
that. Yeah.
really like minimal stuff that I wanted to marry well with the vocals because at the end of the day, as much as tunes are good, the beat is good, I want you to
Mm,
get the message.
the message. Yeah.
So yeah, I think for me, with the message that I usually have, which, like I said, I want to spread a lot of hope and
Yeah.
that in people's lives. Like I feel like that music works for me in
Yeah.
terms of spreading that message and getting to people. I feel like it works with a lot of stuff. Like
Mm,
you
mm, mm,
can,
mm.
there's like love,
Yeah.
there'll be sadness, there'll be hope, there'll be healing, in all of that. There'll be happiness in the same kind of sound. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's it for me.
I guess that works very well. I guess in a way you're, that is really the producer's mind, because you have an idea, and you encode it into the music, and if you do it
Hmm.
right, then the listener will be able to decode what you've put in it. And
Yeah.
hearing you describe your process, I mean, that's precisely what my reaction was. Like, the things you're saying, that's like exactly what I was saying when I heard your
Mm-hmm.
song and reacted to it. So that's,
Mm.
and that is something I look out for. When I'm reacting to the music, I'm always thinking,
Yeah.
okay, what were they trying to say to me? And I guess that's why it's
Hmm.
important for musicians to be deliberate about how they do their music. It's not
Yeah. Yeah.
just the beat, it's not just having a lot of instruments, it's not even just about sounding nice. It's really about what you want to do with your music and how you use
Hmm.
the music to bring that out. So that's really interesting about your process. But I'm gonna kind of throw you into the deep end a bit. But
All
you're
right.
a producer, so I'm saying it's deep end because it's deep end for me, because I'm on like the receiving end of music, and you're kind of
Hmm.
where it's made. But I just want kind of like your reflection on the Malawian music industry. Um, when I
Hmm.
look at the Malawian music industry, I feel like it's been more of, you have certain individuals who stand out, and they do
Hmm.
certain things, and their music like blows up or goes global, and has an impact maybe beyond Malawi. think of your Wambali Kandawira, think of your Faith Musa, think of your I
Hmm.
don't know, Patience Namadingo, for example. It seems like you can
Yeah.
pick out people who do certain things and their music blows up and they are successful. But I don't know, when you look at the music industry as a whole in Malawi, do you think that as a whole we have made progress? Or we're still at at that point where, well, things are happening but it's really about individuals? Do you feel like there has been an upward movement in the whole of the industry? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, generally speaking, there has been an upward movement in the whole
Yeah,
industry because
yeah,
I think people have only now started to see the how can I put it? Um, People are only starting now to see music as a career here in Malawi because
yeah.
it's very hard, even like to convince your parents that I want to do music as a career
That is
here in
true.
Malawi. That's one of the it's a hustle. Like I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a hustle because I think Malawi hasn't really opened up to this whole idea of having arts as a career. So it's hard
Yeah,
for the whole industry to go up together. That's why you find, like you mentioned, individuals like Faith Musa, Patience
yeah.
Namadingo, who are getting all this international recognition.
Mm,
And
mm, mm.
the fact is, as much as we are all, moving up, like it's getting better as an industry, we're still gonna have that thing of a few people that are doing really, really good in terms of
Yeah,
their music and
yeah,
the industry like going up there. Because I think the biggest problem that I've seen is the fact that we haven't had role models in Malawi
yeah.
in terms
Okay,
of
yeah,
the music industry. We haven't had somebody that we can look up to and say they made it that big. I
yeah.
think we can also,
We can do it.
try
Yeah,
and get there as well. So
yeah,
because of that, people are usually just, somewhere, just floating around. And I think for our music industry to get better is we don't have to tolerate mediocre, honestly.
I love that.
I feel like
I
I
absolutely
feel
love that.
yeah, because the biggest problem that I've seen is people will hype up anything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's as much as we have to be there to help out our friends,
yeah,
give them that confidence, we also need
yeah.
to give them the truth that this thing
True.
cannot compete on the music industry level we are at
Exactly.
right now.
Exactly.
So that's in terms of quality, in terms
Mm,
of the writing, the
mm, mm, mm,
production,
mm,
everything. We have to make
mm.
sure
Yeah,
that it competes, it gets to a level where when you hear a song being
yeah,
played like somewhere, people should actually, have that thing of where they're like, okay, is this from Malawi or not?
mm,
Until they
mm,
hear a certain thing, maybe like in their language, like native
yeah,
language, like Chichewa, Tumbuka, whatever it is. When they hear that, they should be like, oh, okay. And I feel like when
yeah,
you get that kind of reaction, it's when you realize that okay, we're doing better as an industry. Because
yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
I've heard some songs from Faith Musa, from Patience
Mm,
Namadingo, even from some artists that are in Malawi, but you wouldn't really know that they're Malawian until maybe you hear them speak some Chichewa because of the
mm.
quality, the
Yeah, yeah,
writing, the
yeah, yeah.
delivery, everything that they've done with that music. You'll be there like, okay, so this is from here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level that we're getting at because I've seen that with a lot of artists, with a lot of music producers. So
Yeah.
I think we're getting there, but we still have a lot more work to do.
Right.
But we're getting there because people are working. Like
Yeah.
people are putting
Yeah,
in the
that's
work.
true.
Like you can tell the difference that is there from like 5 years ago and now. There's a big difference.
Mm-hmm. And now, yeah, you have mentioned something which I think is important, and I'm glad that you put it the way you did, because you
Mm-hmm.
referred to quality, and then you said,
Mm-hmm.
we need to get to the level where you hear the song and you cannot, by the quality alone, tell that it's
Mm-hmm.
from Malawi. But maybe when you hear the
Yeah.
language, you can tell it's from Malawi. Now, are you saying that it's okay to make music in your language? Because people feel like if I'm a Malawian artist and I want to make it on the international scene, I have to sing in
Mm-hmm.
English. You know, talk to me about that.
Yo, I keep telling people being an international artist is not about singing in English. I
Yeah,
feel like language is just something you use to express yourself. If I feel like I
that's
express
powerful.
myself better
That's
in
powerful.
English,
Yeah.
if I feel like I express myself better in English, then I will write in English. Because like some of
Hmm.
the things that I will say, like let's say even like the song "You Be Good," to say
Yes.
this song will guide you home.
Yeah.
To say that in Chichewa, it will be like what's the
Yeah,
literal
it's a bit.
translation? Nyimboy, nyimboy,
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
ikulondolera njira
Igulondolera.
yako, you get what I
It
mean?
doesn't work.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
about expression, and for
Yeah,
me, I feel like like I've seen artists like Wambali Kandawire. I
yeah,
love his songs. I don't know what he's
absolutely.
saying in some of his
Yeah,
songs.
yeah, yeah,
May his
yeah,
soul rest in peace, by the way.
yeah,
And there is people like Faith Musa that are doing Chichewa
hmm,
songs. They
yeah,
express themselves better in their native language. There are
yes,
people like
yes.
that are like out there like this other girl, is it Asa, or some people pronounce
Hmm.
it as Asha. I don't know the
Asha,
actual
yeah, yeah.
pronunciation.
This is the Nigerian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So there's her. She does stuff in her native language, but this is international quality. Because I have heard
absolutely.
music that I do not know what they're saying, but I
Yeah,
can feel it. I can feel it. It's
exactly.
there.
I know exactly
You
what you mean. Yeah,
you will not know
yeah,
what they're saying, but
yeah.
at the
But
end
you
of the
can
day,
feel
you
it.
are
Yeah.
putting this song on repeat. So
I have
yeah,
a
it's
song
more than
right
just
now.
language.
I have a song right now I listen to in my car, and it's in Arabic, and I have no idea what they're saying. But man, I love that song. But
Yeah, but that's
I
exactly what I mean.
yeah, it's. I think it's about being authentic to the expression.
Hmm.
And communicating that it's not about the language per se, but it's about being authentic to who you are and expressing that in the best way through your music.
Hmm.
So I'm really happy that you have that perspective. So wow, we're
Yeah.
really coming to the end, but I wanted to put a theory by you, if you don't mind.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Go ahead.
I think from my perspective, like I said, I'm on the receiving end, so that's how I look at
Hmm.
the music industry in Malawi. But one of the things I think is that um, we could do more. What could you call them? Strategic collaborations. Um,
Hmm.
so I'm not talking about Faith Musa features Praise Umali, but like I could give you an example of, say, Governor B. I think you know Governor B. He put out a
Yes,
song
I love that guy.
called what, Castro Cares. Castro Cares. Now, when he was describing the process of coming up, it's a rap song, right? But he
Hmm.
wrote the rap, recorded the song, and he felt no, something is missing. So he called somebody, I think in the US, was it this chap, Curtis Chapman or somebody, and said, listen, I've done a song, it's missing something. And Curtis said, oh yeah, I think it's missing a bridge. And he wrote a bridge for him, put it together, and felt something is still missing. And he got the choir, the Kingdom Choir, which sang at, Harry and Meghan's wedding, and he got them on the
Hmm.
song.
Hmm.
And it's really, really powerful. It's a really powerful song. But I kind of feel that we need more of that in the Malawian
Mm.
music industry, knowing that, okay, I can sing, but maybe I'm not the best songwriter. And co-opting somebody who is a good songwriter to write a song for you, that's not weakness, is it? Like understanding what your limits are, and looking at who in the industry and who around you are good in that area, so that you really have quality music coming out. What are your thoughts on that? How do you see the industry in that way?
I think for collaborations, uh, how can I put this? I have I have found that a lot of people would not think of collaborations because they want all the credit. Here in
Yeah.
Malawi,
Yeah.
they will not be able. Okay, let's say for example, I had Faith Musa play guitars for me on my
Yes.
song. I am a
Yes.
guitarist.
Yeah.
I can play guitar.
Yeah.
I have seen people take credit for what they haven't done
Yeah.
because they want the credit. Like there'll be people saying, "I did those guitars myself,"
Exactly.
only because of their pride and ego, which is the
Yeah.
problem we have in Malawian artists, because sometimes they will not work with somebody just because they feel like, nah,
Yeah.
this person, will take the credit, people will feel like, I am not as good, but
I'm not as exactly.
like we need more collaborations, like just
Mm.
we need because I think some of these frustrations come from me being a producer as well, because
Yes, I feel you.
like I meet a lot of people,
I feel you.
uh so there's a lot that I've seen and experienced as a producer, working with a lot of
Yeah.
artists.
Yeah.
So I would love if we had that industry where it's not just about pride and ego, but it's about bringing out the best that we can bring
Yes.
as
Uh.
an industry. Because like you said in the beginning, where you were talking about like people that are like on the international scene, Faith
Mm.
Musa, Namadingo.
Mm.
I have worked with Faith Musa a couple of times.
Mm.
This guy
Yeah.
loves to collaborate with a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure Namadingo does as well, because you see it in his credits, like
Yeah.
talking about all these people that I've written as well and everything like that. So we have to get to a level where it's not about credit, but it's about us coming together to create something solid for our industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you need to make sure that you come out there with something that's very solid, because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you can write something that's really good. Like you said, Governor B did that song,
Yeah.
and I'm sure if that song was out the way it was, I'm sure it was also good.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
feeling to say there can be more, there is a
Exactly.
little bit more missing. Like we can, add a little bit more. So I
Yeah.
feel like if we have that, it's gonna help us. And finding the right people to collaborate with as well, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
right here in Malawi, whether it's like outside the country, maybe you're linking up with some producers, artists, but making sure that this is where it should be.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. All right, I think we're out of time now. Wow, time has gone really quick. But I have
Yeah, man,
really
this should have
enjoyed.
been
I
an
really
hour.
enjoyed. Yeah, true. I really enjoyed this
Mhm.
conversation with you. I don't think it's gonna
Yeah.
be the last one because there's still a lot of
Yep.
things I'd like to pick your mind on. So I'm sure you'll be back here. But I'm really really grateful that you took the
Yeah, man.
time to be here. Uh,
Mm.
on the first LJ Live. Thank you so much. You've been an amazing guest. And thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who joined us on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Um, all right, so this was my interview with Praise Umali. Like I said, I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate your ideas. This is gonna be regular, so keep tuned to. If you don't haven't liked my page, like LJ Reacts on Facebook, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Please do, because we're gonna be getting more and more of this. So thank you. We're gonna go out now. But I love you guys. For Malawi, for Malawi, I am happy to hear your ideas on who you want to feature on this program. So let me know in the comments, inbox me on LJ Reacts. All right, so bye everybody, and thank you for watching.